Hello. We are going to have this video today to show you how to score the upper level spelling inventory. And what you'll need is copies of the inventory. If you'll notice the screen, we have the word list and sentences. And then on the other side of the screen, we have scanned student work. And so we have numbered these student samples so that for identities purposes. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this feature on the annotate key, and we'll just use that to compare or to mark out errors for the students. And so I'm just going to go through the spelling list, and as I get used to it, I might go back and forth to make sure that I'm getting the words that, or the students have the words that we called out to them. And so you'll notice that you have the word on this side and then their spelling on the other. So I'm just going to go through here and look at the student scores. And so you'll notice that as we go through this, we have switch, smudge, trapped, scrape, knotted, shaving, squirt, pounce, scratches, crater, village, disloyal, tunnel, humor, confidence, fortunate, visible, circumference, civilization, monarchy, dominance, correspond, illiterate, emphasize, opposition, chlorine, commotion, medicinal, irresponsible, and succession. And if you'll notice, all of those words are correct. So I'm just going to add a text box. And on this student work, he has no errors. So I'm just going to type that in and then move that at the bottom so that I can recall that information. So now I'll go to student 3, and we're going to go through the same way. I'm going to click on my highlight key so that I can just slash through if the students have missed the word or not. And so we'll see that knotted, they don't have this correct. They've left out the K. Shaving, squirt, pounce, scratches. Crater is another error. They've added a T there. So that tells you a little bit about their thinking. Sailor, this O is a little confusing, but I'm going to give the student the benefit of the doubt on this one. So there are no errors on that column. So we'll go to the second column, fortunate, visible, circumference, civilization, monarchy. Now see, dominate is a correct word, but notice that dominance is the word. So we'll have to mark this one out. Dominance is the word. Correspond, illiterate. Again, the spelling error or the penmanship error is kind of tricky to see if this is, maybe they capitalize that. So we're going to give them the benefit of the doubt on that one. Emphasize will be an error. Opposition, chlorine, commotion. Medicinal is an error. Irresponsible, correct. And then secession is correct. So we'll count up the number that the students have missed on this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have, we're going to add a text box. And so we have -5 errors. So that's student 3. So now we're moving to student 4. And we'll click back on our line. Switch, smudge, trapped, scrape, knotted, shaving, squirt, pounce, scratches, crater, sailor, village, disloyal, tunnel, humor, confidence, fortunate, visible, circumference. And I'm not sure about this. That doesn't appear to have an ER in that. Civilization, monarchy, dominance, correspond, illiterate, emphasize, opposition, chlorine, commotion, medicinal is incorrect, irresponsible, and secession. All right, and so on this student sample, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 errors. And then we move to student 5. And we'll notice that this student starts off with some errors. Switch, smudge, trapped, scrape, knotted. And you notice their thinking there. They've seen the word knotted before, knotted, and they're getting confused on that spelling. Shaving, squirt, pounce, scratches, crater, sailor, village, disloyal, tunnel, humor, confidence, fortunate, visible, circumference, civilization, monarchy, dominance, and that is correspond, illiterate, emphasize, opposition, chlorine, commotion, medicinal, irresponsible, and secession. So this student, and if we knew our students, this student happens to be an ELL student, and so that gives us some insight as to their spelling and their thought processes behind that. So we have, I counted the number correct this time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 that the student has correct. And so, all right, and so this student has 26 errors. Now, if we had not been administering this test whole group, we would have stopped because this student missed more, and so we don't want them to feel deflated and defeated, and so we would have stopped administering this test. So hopefully this gives you some insight as to how you could score the student, the upper level student inventory.